My best friend kissed my fiancée during a party game and laughed when I got angry. Everyone called me a sore loser, even my own fiancée told me I was overreacting. But when an anonymous photo exposed a secret they thought I'd never discover, my perfect life began to unravel. Betrayed by the two people I trusted most, I had a choice: break down or fight back. What happened next changed all our lives forever, especially when the one woman, my former best friend, could never have started choosing me instead. I thought my life was finally falling into place. At 29, I had a successful career as an architect, a beautiful fiancée named Lily Morgan, and a wedding only 3 months away. When my best friend, Ryan Brooks, announced he wanted to throw an engagement party for us at the beach, I couldn't have been happier. "Tonight is all about you too," Ryan shouted as music blasted from portable speakers. I laughed. "Then why are you acting like it's your birthday?" "Because I'm the reason everyone came." A group of friends laughed. Lily wrapped her arm around mine. "Unfortunately, he's right." Ryan grinned. "See? Lily understands me." The comment felt harmless. Everything did. At first. As the sun disappeared behind the ocean, someone suggested a drinking game. "Truth or dare?" a woman yelled. Ryan immediately stood up. "Now we're talking." I should have known trouble was coming. A few rounds later, Ryan spun the bottle. It landed on Lily. The crowd cheered. Ryan smirked. "Dare." Lily laughed nervously. "Okay. What's the dare?" Ryan didn't hesitate. "Kiss the person sitting closest to you." The group exploded with laughter. I smiled at first because I was sitting right beside her. Then Ryan added, "Actually, scratch that. Kiss me." The beach suddenly felt silent. "What?" I asked. "It's a joke, Ethan." Several people laughed. Lily looked uncomfortable. Ryan spread his arms dramatically. "Come on. It's just a game." "Pick another dare," I said. Ryan rolled his eyes. "Don't be boring." Before I could say anything else, Lily leaned forward. Ryan met her halfway. Their lips touched. For 1 second. Then 2. Then 3. My stomach dropped. The cheering around me sounded distant. Finally, Lily pulled away. Everyone laughed. Everyone except me. Ryan pointed at my face. "Oh wow. Look at him." A few people turned toward me. "What?" Ryan chuckled. "You're actually mad. You kissed my fiancée. It was a game." I stood. "So that makes it okay?" Ryan shook his head. "Dude, don't be a sore loser." The words hit harder than the kiss. "A sore loser?" "Yeah. We're having fun. Relax." I looked at Lily. She avoided my eyes. That hurt most. "Say something," I told her. "It didn't mean anything," she said quietly. I stared at her. "That's your defense?" Ryan laughed again. Several guests joined him. One guy shrugged. "Ethan, you're making this bigger than it is." Another woman nodded. It was literally a dare. I felt completely alone. Without another word, I grabbed my keys and walked away. "Ethan," Lily called. I didn't stop. Hours later, I sat in my apartment while Lily stood across from me. "You embarrassed me tonight," she said. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "I embarrassed you?" "You stormed out. You kissed Ryan. It was a stupid game." I shook my head. "You didn't pull away." Her expression hardened. "You're overreacting." The conversation went nowhere. Eventually she left. Around midnight my phone rang. It was my younger sister, Chloe. "You okay?" she asked. "No." "Want to talk about it?" I don't even know what to say. There was a pause. Then she said softly, "Trust your instincts." After we hung up, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. The kiss replayed in my mind over and over. Ryan's smirk. Lily's hesitation. Everyone laughing. For the first time, I wondered if the two people I trusted most were hiding something from me. Then my phone buzzed. Unknown number. A photo appeared. My blood ran cold. The picture showed Ryan and Lily together. Alone. And the timestamp said it had been taken 3 weeks before the party. I barely slept after receiving the photo. The next morning, I sat across from my sister Chloe at her kitchen table. She studied the image on my phone. "Where did this come from?" she asked. "Anonymous number." "And you don't know who sent it?" I shook my head. Chloe zoomed in. "Wait. What?" She pointed toward a sign in the background. "I've seen that place before." My stomach tightened. "Where?" "The Harbor View Cafe." I frowned. "So?" Chloe looked up at me. "Ethan, wasn't Lily supposedly visiting her mother that weekend?" The words hit me like a punch. I checked my calendar. My blood ran cold. She was right. 3 weeks ago, Lily had spent an entire weekend out of town. Or at least that was what she told me. Maybe it's innocent, Chloe said carefully. If it was innocent, why hide it? She had no answer. Neither did I. Instead of confronting Lily, I decided to stay quiet. I needed facts, not excuses. 2 days later, I met Lily's best friend, Sophie Grant, for coffee. As soon as I mentioned Lily's name, she looked nervous. Everything okay? I asked. Of course. You seem stressed. She forced a smile. I'm fine. I leaned forward. Sophie, can I ask you something? Sure. Did Lily really visit her mother 3 weeks ago? Her hand froze around her coffee cup. For a moment she said nothing. Then she looked away. I think so. You think so? I wasn't keeping track. The answer sounded rehearsed. Sophie. What? If something's going on, tell me. She swallowed. I don't know anything. But her eyes told a different story. When we left, my suspicions felt stronger than ever. Over the next week, I started paying attention. Really paying attention. One evening, Lily sat beside me on the couch texting someone. A message appeared, then disappeared almost instantly. A few seconds later, another notification vanished. I frowned. Who keeps texting you? No one important. Then why are messages disappearing? She locked her phone. Work stuff. The answer came too quickly. Meanwhile, Ryan's behavior changed. He still called occasionally. Still joked around. Still acted normal. But something felt off. Almost like he was trying too hard. Then fate handed me another piece of the puzzle. I attended a business networking event downtown. While waiting for a presentation to begin, Ryan approached a woman standing near the bar. His entire attitude changed. Suddenly he looked nervous, hopeful, almost desperate. The woman turned. She was beautiful and confident. Ryan smiled. Emma, it's been forever. She shook his hand politely. Good to see you, Ryan. I watched the exchange carefully. Later, Ryan introduced us. Ethan, this is Emma Hayes. I smiled. Nice to meet you. You too. After Ryan stepped away, Emma rolled her eyes. I laughed. What was that? He still hasn't given up. Given up on what? She smirked. Trying to impress me. The comment stayed with me all night. A week later, everything finally came crashing down. I was leaving a restaurant after meeting a client when I spotted Ryan's car in a nearby parking lot. Something made me stop. Then I heard voices. Ryan and Lily. I moved behind a truck and listened. This is getting dangerous, Ryan said. Lily sounded frustrated. I know. We should tell him. No. My heart pounded. Ryan sighed. He'll find out eventually. Then Lily spoke words that shattered me completely. Ethan can never find out how long this has been going on. The world seemed to stop. My hands trembled. But before either of them could continue, I quietly pulled out my phone and started recording everything. The recording sat on my phone for 2 days. 2 days of anger. 2 days of denial. 2 days of hoping I had somehow misunderstood what I heard. Finally, I asked Lily to meet me at our apartment. The moment she walked in, she smiled. Hey. I didn't smile back. Her expression changed instantly. Ethan? I placed my phone on the table. We need to talk. She sat down slowly. You're scaring me. Good. I pressed play. Ryan's voice filled the room. Then hers. Then the sentence that had destroyed me. Ethan can never find out how long this has been going on. The recording ended. Silence followed. Lily looked pale. I stared at her. Tell me I'm wrong. She opened her mouth, closed it, then looked down. My stomach twisted. Lily. Tears filled her eyes. I'm sorry. The words felt like a knife. How long? She hesitated. Almost a year. I felt my chest tighten. A year? It wasn't physical. I laughed bitterly. You think that matters? We talked. You lied. We got close. You betrayed me. She started crying. I never meant for this to happen. Then why did it happen? She wiped her eyes. I don't know. That's not an answer. She looked at me helplessly. I love you. The statement almost made me laugh. You have a strange way of showing it. I do love you. Then why Ryan? She looked away. Because I developed feelings for him too. For a moment I couldn't breathe. Everything I had built with her suddenly felt fake. Every memory. Every promise. Every plan. Gone. A knock interrupted us. Before I could respond, the door opened. Ryan walked inside. The moment he saw my face, he knew. Lily stood. Ryan. It's fine, I said coldly. No, it isn't. I pointed at him. Tell me the truth. Ryan sighed, then shrugged. You already know. I stared at him. We were best friends. Were. The casual correction hurt. Why? Ryan folded his arms. Because you were never right for her. I blinked. What? He didn't look guilty. Not even a little. Lily deserved more. More than what? More than you. The room fell silent. I looked at Lily. She said nothing. Ryan continued. You played everything safe. I clenched my fist. And that justifies this? No. Then explain it. He smirked. You were predictable. The word hit harder than expected. You trusted everyone. He laughed softly. Honestly, Ethan, it was easy. My anger exploded. Easy? Ryan stepped forward. You always thought loyalty was enough. I wanted to hit him. Instead, I looked at Lily one final time. Do you agree with him? She couldn't answer. That silence told me everything. I picked up my engagement ring from the table, then placed it in front of her. We're done. Her eyes widened. Ethan, please. No. We can fix this. No, we can't. Tears streamed down her face. I felt nothing. Or maybe I felt too much. I grabbed a bag and walked toward the door. Ryan moved aside. For once, neither of them had anything to say. The engagement ended that night. So did my friendship. Weeks passed. I stopped answering calls. Stopped seeing friends. Stopped caring about much of anything. One afternoon, my mentor Victor Reed invited me to lunch. The moment I sat down, he studied me carefully. You look terrible. Thanks. I'm serious. I stared at my coffee. Victor sighed. You want revenge? I didn't answer. You think about it every day. Maybe. He nodded. Then stop. I looked up. What? Stop letting them control your future. Easier said than done. Victor leaned forward. No. Harder done than said. I laughed despite myself. That was the first time I had laughed in weeks. A month later, I attended a charity fundraiser for one of Victor's projects. I didn't want to go, but Victor insisted. As I stood near the refreshments, a familiar voice spoke behind me. Ethan? I turned. Emma Hayes smiled. For the first time in months, someone looked at me without pity. Emma? She tilted her head. You seem surprised. I am. She laughed softly. Good. Because I've wanted to talk to you. An hour later, we were still talking. For the first time since the betrayal, I felt seen. Then Emma said something unexpected. You know Ryan has been chasing me for years, right? My smile disappeared instantly. After the charity event, Emma and I started talking regularly. What began as casual conversations quickly became friendship. One afternoon we met for coffee. Emma laughed as she stirred her drink. You know Ryan once sent flowers to my office in 3 different countries? I nearly choked. 3 countries. I wish I were joking. What happened? I sent them back. I couldn't help smiling. She pointed at me. See? That's exactly why I told you. Because it's funny? Because someone should appreciate how ridiculous it was. Over the following weeks, I heard more stories. He booked a table at a restaurant before asking if I wanted dinner. Seriously? Seriously. What did you do? I canceled. I laughed. Emma shook her head. The man never understood the word no. The irony wasn't lost on me. Ryan had stolen my fiancée. Yet he couldn't win the woman he actually wanted. For some reason, that fact stayed in my mind. Not because it made me happy. Because it showed me something important. Getting what you want and deserving it were not the same thing. As our friendship grew, our conversations became more personal. One evening, Emma asked quietly, how bad was it? I knew what she meant. The betrayal? She nodded. I looked out the window. Some days it felt like I lost my future. Emma remained silent. So many memories became lies overnight. I'm sorry. I shrugged. I survived. She smiled sadly. That's usually what people say when they're still hurting. The comment surprised me. Then she took a deep breath. My last relationship ended because I trusted the wrong person too. I looked at her. What happened? He cheated. I winced. I'm sorry. Emma nodded. Since then, trust hasn't come easily. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then I said, maybe that's why we get along. Broken people? Healing people. Her smile returned. I like that better. Unfortunately, Ryan soon noticed how much time we spent together. The first confrontation happened outside a restaurant. Ryan suddenly appeared beside our table. His jaw tightened. What's going on here? Emma sighed immediately. Hello to you too. Ryan ignored her. Instead he stared at me. We're having dinner? I can see that. His tone annoyed me. Emma crossed her arms. Why does it matter? Ryan hesitated. It just does. She laughed. No, Ryan. It really doesn't. His face darkened. After that, he seemed to appear everywhere. Coffee shops, events, restaurants. Each encounter made him more irritated. Each encounter made Emma less patient. One evening we sat on a quiet park bench watching the sunset. Emma suddenly asked, Can I ask you something? Sure. If Lily begged for another chance, would you take her back? The question caught me completely off guard. Months earlier I would have answered instantly. Now I needed a moment. I thought about the lies, the betrayal, the humiliation. Then I shook my head. No. Emma studied me carefully. Not even a little? No. Why? I smiled faintly. Because missing someone isn't the same as trusting them. Emma nodded slowly. I realized something in that moment. Healing didn't mean forgetting what happened. It meant refusing to live inside it forever. A week later, Emma invited me to a charity gala. The ballroom was crowded. Music filled the air. Halfway through the evening, Ryan arrived. The moment he spotted us together, his expression changed. Throughout the night, he tried repeatedly to pull Emma into conversations. Each time she returned to me. We talked, laughed, danced. Ryan watched the entire thing. For the first time since I had known him, his confidence looked fragile. Near the end of the event, Emma showed me her phone. A booking confirmation appeared on the screen. Our weekend trip is officially planned. I smiled. Unfortunately, someone standing nearby saw it too. Ryan. And the look on his face told me this wasn't over. The weekend trip with Emma never happened peacefully. The moment Ryan learned about it, his jealousy exploded. 3 days before our departure, he confronted me outside my office. What are you doing with her? He demanded. I sighed. Hello to you too. Don't play games. I crossed my arms. What exactly is your problem? You know exactly what my problem is. His voice was loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. I finally looked him in the eye. Say it. Ryan stepped closer. You're using Emma to get back at me. The accusation hit harder than I expected. Not because it was completely wrong. Because part of it was true. At the beginning, seeing him frustrated had felt satisfying. Watching him lose control gave me a sense of justice. But things had changed. Emma wasn't revenge anymore. She was Emma. You're wrong, I said. Ryan laughed bitterly. Am I? Before I could answer, he walked away. The conversation stayed in my head all day. That evening I realized something uncomfortable. I genuinely cared about Emma. What started as friendship had become something deeper. Something real. A few days later, another ghost from my past appeared. Lily. She called unexpectedly. We need to talk. I almost refused. Instead, I agreed to meet her. When I arrived at the cafe, she looked exhausted. Her eyes were red. I sat down. What happened? She stared at her coffee. Ryan and I are falling apart. I wasn't surprised. She took a shaky breath. I made a mistake. I said nothing. A terrible mistake. Still nothing. Tears appeared in her eyes. Ethan, I'm sorry. The words felt empty now. I know. I hurt you. Yes. I wish I could take it back. I looked at her quietly. For months I had imagined hearing those words. Now they meant almost nothing. Lily reached across the table. Can you forgive me? I pulled my hand away. No. Her face crumpled. Ethan. You didn't just make one bad decision. She lowered her eyes. You made hundreds. The silence that followed felt final. When I left, I never looked back. A week later, Daniel Ross invited me to a rooftop celebration. Daniel had known Ryan and me for years. The guest list included mutual friends, business contacts, and unfortunately Ryan. Emma arrived shortly after I did. Daniel grinned. There you are. Emma laughed. We're not late. Only because I expected you 1 hour ago. The evening started pleasantly. Then Ryan began drinking. That was a mistake. Around sunset, he approached our group. His expression was already angry. Daniel immediately looked concerned. Ryan, maybe not tonight. Ryan ignored him. Instead, he pointed directly at me. Tell everyone the truth. I frowned. What truth? You were never good enough for Lily. Several people exchanged uncomfortable looks. Ryan continued. And now you're pretending Emma actually wants you. My patience disappeared. Stop. He laughed. What? Because it hurts. I took a step forward. Ryan smirked. Emma could never choose someone like you. The rooftop fell silent. Every conversation stopped. Everyone watched. I opened my mouth to respond. But Emma moved first. She stepped between us. Ryan blinked. Emma? She grabbed my hand. For a second, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Then she pulled me closer. And kissed me. The world disappeared. The crowd went silent. Completely silent. When the kiss ended, I looked at her in shock. Emma smiled softly. I choose him. Ryan's face lost all color. The irony hit me instantly. Months earlier, he had humiliated me publicly with Lily. Now he stood in the exact same position. But there was one important difference. His kiss had been a betrayal. This one wasn't. This one was real. Ryan looked like he had been punched. Before anyone could say another word, his phone rang. He answered automatically. The color drained from his face even further. What do you mean the investigation started? My smile vanished. Something was very wrong. And judging by Ryan's expression, his problems were only beginning. The weeks following the rooftop party changed everything. Ryan's problems multiplied almost overnight. One morning Daniel called me. Have you seen the news? What news? Ryan's company. I opened the article he sent. My eyes widened. A business partner named Marcus Lane had publicly exposed several financial mistakes Ryan had tried to hide from investors. The fallout was immediate. Investors backed out. Projects disappeared. Business relationships collapsed. Later that day Daniel called again. It keeps getting worse. I heard. Half his friends are avoiding him. I wasn't surprised. Many people support success. Few support consequences. Meanwhile, Lily finally saw Ryan without the confidence and charm that once impressed her. A month later she called unexpectedly. Things are over. I already knew what she meant. You and Ryan? Yes. Her voice sounded exhausted. He isn't who I thought he was. The irony was impossible to ignore. For so long she had believed Ryan was better than me. Now she was learning the truth herself. While their lives fell apart, mine slowly improved. Victor invited me to lunch one afternoon. The moment I arrived, he smiled. You look different. In a good way? In a healthier way. I laughed. I'll take that. Victor handed me a folder. Open it. I did. My heart nearly stopped. This project is real? Victor nodded. The city approved it this morning. I stared at the plans. It was the largest architectural project of my career. You helped make this happen. I opened a door, Victor said. You walked through it. For the first time in months I felt excited about the future. Emma celebrated the news with me that evening. You deserve this. I smiled. Thanks. But despite everything, a small part of me still felt guilty. As we walked along the waterfront, I finally admitted it. Can I tell you something? Always. I took a deep breath. At first, being around you felt like revenge. Emma nodded slowly. I know. I blinked. You know? I'm not blind, Ethan. I looked away. I'm sorry. Emma gently squeezed my hand. You stayed because of me. I met her eyes. Yes. She smiled. Then stop punishing yourself. What if I don't deserve this? Ethan, people are allowed to be happy after heartbreak. The words stayed with me. A week later, Ryan appeared at my office. The confidence was gone. He looked tired. Older. Defeated. I need a minute. I nodded. He sat across from me. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Then he finally said it. I'm sorry. The words felt strange coming from him. I betrayed you. I remained silent. I hurt you. Yes. Ryan lowered his head. You didn't deserve any of it. For the first time he sounded sincere. I nodded slowly. Thank you. He looked surprised. That's it. What else do you want? Forgiveness. I thought carefully before answering. I accept the apology. Hope appeared in his eyes. Then I finished speaking. But we're never going to be friends again. The hope vanished. A minute later he left. That chapter of my life finally felt finished. Or so I thought. That evening my phone buzzed. A text message appeared. It was from Lily. 3 words stopped me cold. Can we meet? 3 months after Lily's message, I finally agreed to meet her. We sat across from each other in a quiet cafe. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then Lily broke the silence. I owe you an apology. I nodded. She took a deep breath. Losing you taught me what loyalty actually means. I listened quietly. Tears filled her eyes. I regret everything. Still I said nothing. The lies. She looked down. The betrayal. Her voice trembled. Every decision that destroyed us. There was a time when hearing those words would have changed everything. There was a time when I would have begged for another chance. Not anymore. Lily looked at me hopefully. Can you ever forgive me? I thought carefully. Then I smiled gently. I already have. Her eyes widened. You have. Forgiveness isn't the same as going back. The hope in her expression slowly faded. I understand. For the first time I believed she truly did. When we stood to leave, she whispered one final sentence. I'll always regret losing you. I nodded. Then we walked in opposite directions. And for the first time since everything happened, I felt absolutely nothing. No anger. No bitterness. No desire for revenge. Only peace. That evening, Emma and I stood overlooking the city skyline. The light stretched endlessly beneath us. Emma slipped her hand into mine. Can I ask you something? Of course. She smiled. Do you believe karma is real? I looked across the city. Then I thought about everything that had happened. Ryan lost the woman he wanted most. Lily lost the man who truly loved her. And somehow I gained something far more valuable than revenge. I found myself. I squeezed Emma's hand. Yes. She smiled. Why? I looked at her. Because karma isn't always punishment. What is it then? I smiled. Sometimes it's growth. Emma leaned against my shoulder. As I watched the city below, I finally understood my greatest victory. It was never making my enemies suffer. It was refusing to let their betrayal define my future. And with Emma beside me, that future finally looked bright.